Hey, this is Dave Gleason, head coach at Athletic Revolution in Pembroke, Massachusetts. I want to talk to you today about youth fitness equipment, and specifically within that realm, I'd like to talk to you about high-speed treadmills and skating treadmills. Now, I've seen all the studies, and I won't debate that these pieces of equipment have their merit in certain applications. I won't debate what the science says either. What it basically says is that when we look at muscle activation with these exercises, it's equal to or greater than, in some cases, than doing the same activity on the ice or out on a turf field or on the field and doing your drills there. That I hope we can agree on. But what I want to talk to you a little bit more, whether you're a coach, a parent, another trainer, a strength coach somewhere, or some questions or concerns that I have about these pieces of equipment. And I wrote a few notes down to make sure I don't miss anything, because I kept having things come to my mind, and I didn't want to miss out on anything. So just briefly, the first thing I want to talk to you about or ask really is the increased force production and probably stride frequency, all that stuff, due to is it from a neurological standpoint? Is there actually some skill development there in terms of the way that the kids are moving? From a neurological and a permanent standpoint. So I want to pose that question out there. The other thing is, and this goes into the same realm, is does this increase their athletic intelligence at all? As a young athlete, that's one of the major concerns that we should be dealing with is, are we increasing their athletic intelligence from a holistic standpoint? Is it multi-dimensional? Or is it a little bit intrusive in terms of just doing one thing? Something to think about. I question the fact that there's a lack of a dynamic surface. Of course, we could say the same thing about a nice flat turf area like this, but as we know, most youth sports are played outside, unless it's basketball or hockey, of course. And the surfaces are uneven, and I think kids need to be exposed to that from time to time. Another thing, angular speed, acceleration, development. There's no angular nature to either one of those. It's straight ahead. And my question is, how many different events or sports are straight ahead as hard as you can for a certain period of time with no deviation from that straight line? How many sports are linear in nature? Not many. Another thing is, this is a big one with me because I see kids from 6 years old all the way through 18, so I watch them develop all the way through, is their sensitive periods of development. Now, a sensitive period, put quite simply, is a time in their lives when they're most able to pick up movement patterns and skill patterns that are going to help them not only in sport but in life. Now, we only have these kids under our supervision, being a business owner here, for a certain period of time. If I'm lucky, I have them 3 or 4 days a week. And at that, our classes run 45 minutes to an hour. My time with them is at a premium. It's precious. So how much time do I want to spend developing movement patterns and skills as opposed to having to teach the techniques on a certain piece of equipment? So that's something I want to pose to you. This is a huge one, especially with high-speed treadmills, is deceleration. How do we teach deceleration? Where we're finding that most of the soft tissue injuries that are non-trauma related are due to poor braking or stopping or deceleration methods, or a lack of skill in doing that. We spend a lot of time in here teaching kids how to slow down so that they can stop and change direction correctly. Just can't do that on a high-speed treadmill or a skating treadmill. Local muscular systems. We also spend a lot of time here working on the smaller muscles. The way that I pose it to the kids, it's the smaller muscles with the bigger names, the ones that we never really talk to most kids about, that anchor the body so that then they can go and produce a movement. We spend time working on that so their spinal alignment is right on, their scapular positioning is right, their pelvic alignment, what kind of flexion and extension can they get out of their ankle, knee, and hip. All that kind of stuff we work on. It's another big one. I think the novelty of these high-speed treadmills and skating treadmills is great. In the beginning, it must be a blast for these kids to get on them. I've used some of them myself. But after the novelty wears off, where is the fun? Whether you're a coach of a youth sport or some type of a fitness coach like myself, the fun factor is huge because you need to have these kids coming back into your program. Not only week after week, but month after month, hopefully year after year. And if you overlay it with fun, you're almost guaranteed to have that happen. If it's not fun, any human being is going to end up stopping. Another big one, and I learned this a long time ago, I'll put it simply, you are what you train to be. So again, with the limited time that we have, we're going to train our young athletes to be great treadmill runners and great treadmill skaters, or we're going to give them a multi-directional approach to athletics to make them a better athlete, which, when they're ready to maybe be inclusive to one sport when they're older, will it give them a better chance at succeeding at that sport and, more importantly, in life? Some more things to think about. The last thing I want to bring up is cost. As a parent, and as a trainer actually as well, knowing how much these pieces of equipment cost, you're going to spend, the companies are going to spend tens of thousands of dollars to have these pieces of equipment in their facility. That cost is going to be passed on to me as a parent if I were to enroll my child, or you as a parent. So for my money, I'd rather keep the cost down, get them out here moving, give them a multi-directional approach to athletics, to athletic development, keep it fun, and keep it going. Thanks for your time. I know I got a little long-winded here, but I really wanted to share this with you. For more information about how you could provide or look for multi-directional, multi-dimensional approach to youth fitness for your child or your athletes, do me a favor and check out the IYCA, the International Youth Conditioning Association. Their website is iyca.org. They have everything there. Whether you're a coach, a parent, a teacher, a trainer, it's a great resource, and I really highly recommend that you check it out. Thanks again for your time. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.